Logarithms, very important tool to perform calculations in mathematics and physics and chemistry, of course. Let us start with the definition of index. Index is defined as the power to which a number is raised, and the number is known as exponential number. So let us write y is equal to a raised to the power x, where y is the number, a is known as base, and x is known as index. So this is known as exponential number. In exponential number, the index is also known as power, and this is also known as log. The meaning of log is power. Now let us go through some basic rules of indices. Number 1, any number raised to the power 0 is always equal to 1. Number 2, any number raised to the power 1 is equal to the same number. Number 3, if two numbers are multiplied with same base, then there is addition of indices. So a raised to x into a raised to y is equal to a raised to x plus y. Number 4, if there is division of two numbers to the same base, then there is subtraction of indices. A raised to x upon a raised to y is equal to a raised to x minus y. Number 5, power of power. A raised to x raised to y is equal to a raised to xy. When there is power of power, we have to multiply the powers together. So a raised to x raised to y is actually a raised to xy. Number 6, when we change the position from numerator to denominator, index changes by sign. Like 1 upon a raised to x equal to a raised to minus x, vice versa. That is, if you want to shift this a raised to y to the denominator, then also there would be change in sign of the power. Next is, if the power is same, like a raised to x into b raised to x, then of course we can combine the base as ab raised to x. Same is true for division also. A raised to x upon b raised to x is equal to a upon b raised to the power x. So these are some rules of indices. Now let us define log. The same number can be written in terms of different exponential forms. Say for example, consider 16. We can write 16 as 16 raised to the power 1. Same 16 can be written as 4 to the power 2. Same 16 number can be written as 2 raised to the power 4. Or we can write 16 as 256 raised to half. Fractional power indicates a root. Say for example, we want to write square root of x, then that can be written as x raised to half. Cube root of y is written as y raised to the power 1 upon 3. So these fractional powers always represent a root of the given number. Now in case of the 16 expressed in different forms, see when there is a change in base, there is a change in power. For 16, if base is 16, power is 1, base 4, the power is 2, base 2, the power is 4, base 256, the power is half. This power is known as log. Now as base changes, for the same number 16, its log also changes. So for 4 raised to 2 equal to 16, we can say that log of 16 to the base 4 is equal to 2. Now log is 2. So we are writing log of 16 is equal to 2 to the base 4. Now if we will change the base, then log of 16 to the base 2 is equal to 4. So when there is change in base, there is change in log. Now let us define log with respect to exponential number. If the exponential form is a raised to x equal to y, then its logarithmic form is log of y to the base a is equal to x. In exponential form, a is known as base, and in logarithmic form also a is known as base. So if a raised to x is equal to y, then log of y, what should be there on the right hand side? X, because x is log. Whose log? Log of y. To what base? A. So log of y to the base a is equal to x. So suppose I am writing 7 raised to 2 equal to 49. What's the log over here? The log is 2. Log is power. Power is 2. Whose log is 2? 49's log is 2. To what base? To the base 7. So log of 49 to the base 7 is equal to 2. Let us write few examples. Express the following in log. 3 raised to the power 2 is equal to 9. Write this in logarithmic form. Therefore, log of 9. What is the log of 9? It is 2. To what base? To the base 3. Next, 1 upon 16 is equal to 4 to the power minus 2. This can be written as log of 1 upon 16. What is the log? Minus 2. To what base? To the base 4. So this is how we can express the exponential forms into logarithmic forms. In physics and chemistry, to solve the numericals, we need certain rules of logarithm. Now few of them are: number 1, log of 1 to any base is always equal to 0. Number 2, log of a to the base a is always equal to 1. Now where a is any number, like we said in rule number 1, log of 1 to any base is always equal to 0. Log of a number to the same base is always equal to 1. Number 3, log of mn to the base a can be written as log m to the base a plus log n to the base a. Next, number 4, log of m upon n to the base a is equal to log of m to the base a minus log of n to the base a. Number 5, log of m raised to the power n to the base a is equal to n log of m to the base a. Now whenever you will see log of 1, no need to check its base even. You can straight away write down that equal to 0. Now log of any number to the same base always equal to 1. When there is a log of multiplication, m multiplied by n can be expressed as sum of two logs, log of m plus log of n. So can you see, multiplication is converted into addition. Similarly, in rule number 4, the division is converted into subtraction. Log of m upon n is log m minus log n. And rule number 5, log of m raised to the power n, shift this n to the coefficient position of the log, that is equal to n into log of m to the base a. Now let us study how to find log. In physics and chemistry, we need to find a log of a number to the base 10 using log table. Now whenever we find the log of any number, say x to the base 10, that is divided into two parts. First part is the characteristic and mantis are separated by dot. Remember, this is simply a dot which is used to separate the characteristic from mantissa. This is not a decimal. This is simply a separation between two parts. One is characteristic and second part is mantissa. Now there are different techniques to find the characteristic and mantissa. To find characteristic, we do not need log table. But to find mantissa, yes, we do need log table. Let us first see how to find the characteristic of a given number. Now to find characteristic, there are two different methods. Let us study them one by one. Number 1, express the given number in scientific notation, that is in terms of a number multiplied by the power of 10, where the number a is between 1 to 10. Now remember, a should be 1 less than or equal to a less than 10. That is, a starts from 1, goes up to 10, but not includes 10. So the bracket should be like this. It does not include 10. It will go up to 9.9999 allowed, but 10 is not allowed for a. So a goes from 1 to a number very close to 10. Now if a number is expressed like a into 10 raised to n, where a is a number between 1 to 10, then remember this n is nothing but a characteristic. This n is power of 10 is known as characteristic. For example, now consider number 22.12. Now let us express this into scientific notation. Convert this first into a number between 1 to 10. Now from 2 to 1 to a number between 1 to 10 would be 2.212. Now in order to write a number between 1 to 10, we have shifted the decimal towards left. When we shift the decimal towards left, the power of 10 becomes positive. And positive by how many units? The number of units we have shifted the decimal. See, the original position of decimal is here. We are shifting the decimal to this new position. How many positions we are shifting? One position. So it is 10 raised to the power 1. and therefore the characteristic of this number is 1. Let us consider a few more examples. Now consider 999.2. Now let us express this in terms of a number between 1 to 10. Now 1 to 10 we can write 9.992 multiplied by the power of 10. Now again original position of decimal is here, we are shifting it towards left, so definitely the power is going to be positive. And how many units? 1, 2, so 10 raised to the power 2, and therefore characteristic of this number is equal to 2. Okay, let us consider one more example. 0.00314. Write this number in the form of a number between 1 to 10. Now using 0.00314, a number between 1 to 10 is 3.14. Now to write the number 3.14, we have shifted decimal towards right. It was before 0, first 0, and we have placed it now after 3. How many positions we have gone towards right? 1, 2 and 3. When we shift the decimal towards right, the power becomes negative. And by how many positions we are shifting the decimal? 3. So minus 3 is the power. Now when we write a negative characteristic, we do not write it as minus 3, but we write it as bar 3. That is by placing an overhead bar. This is how we write a negative characteristic. It actually means negative 3, but it's a convention to represent it like bar 3. Now consider one more example. 0.1234. Now write this in terms of a number between 1 to 10. 1.234 multiplied by the power of 10. Now decimal is shifted towards right, so power of 10 would be negative. By how many positions? By position 1. So 10 raised to the power minus 1. And so what is the characteristic over here? The characteristic over here is equal to minus 1, but we write characteristic as bar 1. Now consider one more example. Suppose the given number is like 92.54 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6, and we need to find its characteristic. Now this can be written as 9.254 as a number between 1 to 10. Now original decimal is over here and we are shifting it after 9. So we are shifting towards left. When we shift towards left, the power of 10 is positive. By how many units? 1 unit. So it is raised to 1. Multiply the original power 10 raised to minus 6, that is equal to 9.254 multiplied by base same addition of indices 10 raised to 1 minus 6 is minus 5, and therefore characteristic over here is minus 5. The power of 10 is minus 5, but how we write the characteristic? As bar 5. It is to be read like bar 5. This is one method to find the characteristic of a number by converting it into a scientific notation and directly writing the power of 10. When we write a number, let us say we write 999.9, then write it as 9.999. Mark the direction in which the decimal has been shifted. It has been shifted towards left side, so the power will become plus. And by how many units we are shifting it? 2 units. So it's 10 raised to 2. So characteristic over here is 2. If the number is less than 1, say for example 0.000542, then in this case we can write that as 5.42 into 10 raised to 2. Now after 5 we are shifting the decimal, so we are going towards right, so the power of 10 is negative. And by how many units we are going towards right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the power is 10 raised to minus 4, and therefore characteristic over here is negative 4. So we write that as bar 4. There is one more technique to find the characteristic. Now in this technique we divide the number into 2 parts. Number 1, if a number is greater than 1, say for example 12.24. Now when the number is greater than 1, count the number of digits to the left of decimal. This is decimal. Count the number of digits to the left of decimal. 1, 2. Subtract 1 from it, that is equal to 1. This is the characteristic. So characteristic is equal to 1. Now I'll repeat again. When the number is greater than 1, count the number of digits to the left of the decimal. and subtract 1 from it. That gives us the characteristic. Let us take one more example. 555.62. Now this is the position of decimal. Count the number of digits to the left of it. 1, 2, 3. Subtract 1 from it. So 2 is the characteristic over here. So 2 is the characteristic for 555.62. Now this is for numbers greater than 1. Let us take one more example. 999.12. Count the number of digits to the left of the decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Subtract 1 from it. That is equal to 3. And therefore characteristic of 9999.12 is 3. The simple technique, no need to convert into scientific notation. You can directly write the characteristic of any number. Like suppose 123.32. What's the characteristic? 1, 2, 3. 3 minus 1, 2. 2 is the characteristic. Simply subtract 1 from the number of positions towards the left of the decimal point. Number 2. If a number is less than 1 but greater than 0. So number is greater than 0 and less than 1. If the number is greater than 0 and less than 1, let us consider one such number. Let us say 0.006752. Now for number less than 1 and greater than 0, log does not exist for negative numbers, like log of minus 2 does not exist. So there is no point in calculating characteristic for negative numbers, and therefore we are considering a number less than 1 but greater than 0. Now in this case, count the number of zeros between the decimal and first non-zero digit towards right. So 6 is the first non-zero digit. How many zeros are there? 1, 2 zeros are there. Add 1 to it. That is equal to 3 and make it negative, bar 3. So bar 3 is the characteristic of 0.006752. Let us take one more example. 0.6672. Now for 0.6672, this is decimal and 6 is the first non-zero. How many zeros are there between decimal and first non-zero? 0 zeros. Add 1 to it and make it negative. Bar 1 is the characteristic of 0.6672. Let us take one more example. 0.09796. This is decimal. The first non-zero is 9. How many zeros are there? 1 zero is there. Add 1 to it. Make it negative. Bar 2 is the characteristic of 0.09796. Now let us study how to find mantissa. Now to find mantissa, suppose the number given is 3.142. Now we have to make a group of first two numbers, that is 31, third number and the fourth number. 31, 4 and 2. This is how we make a group. First two, third and fourth, in order to find the mantissa. Now to find the mantissa we need a log table. So this is the logarithmic table. Make very sure that it's written logarithm at the top of the page when you will find a log, because so many times when we are working on the log table or logarithmics, we forget to turn the page, and so many times we check logarithm in anti-logarithmic table or anti-logarithm in logarithmics table. So don't do that. Always be sure that you are on a proper table. So now we need to find the log of 31, 4, 2. This 31, 4 and 2. Let us try to locate this 31, 4, 2 on the log table. So we are calculating the log of 3.142. Now let us first write its characteristic. Now 3 is greater than 1. This is decimal. How many digits are there to the left of it? 1. Subtract 1 from it. So the characteristic is 0. Separation point. Now we will write mantissa over here. Now to find mantissa, we have grouped it like first two digits, third digit and fourth digit. Now 31. Locate 31 in first column. This is the first column. Locate 31 in the first column. Now where is the 31 in first column? Here it is. 31 in the first column. Right. Next, third digit 4. Locate 4 in first row. This is first row. Locate 4 in first row. Now take the intersection of column of 4 and the row of 31. See, let us mark the row of 31. So this is the row of 31 and column of 4. So this is 4. the column of 4. Now they intersect at 4, 9, 6, 9, and this 2, last digit 2, should be located in mean difference table. So this is 2 in the mean difference. Let us take its intersection with the row of 31. So see this, 31 and 4 intersect at 4, 9, 6, 9, 4, 9, 6, 9, and the last digit, 4th digit corresponds to the mean difference of 2. Now mean difference of 2 is 3. Mean difference to be added here. Add 3. So we get that equal to 4972. So the log of 3.142 is 0.4972. Let us consider one more example to find the log. 123.8. Now let us first find its characteristic. This is the position of decimal. Count number of digits to the left of it. There are 3 digits. Subtract 1 from it. So 2 is the characteristic. Now to find the log, make a group of first to third and fourth. So first to 12, third is 3, and fourth is 8. Locate 12 in the first column. This is the first column. Locate 12 in the first column. Locate 3 in the first row. Over here you have to locate 3. And mean difference 8. Locate 8 in the mean difference. So this is where 8 is. Let us mark the corresponding row. This is the row of 12. This is the column of 3. And mean difference of 8. So there is the intersection of 12 and 3 at 0899. 0899, and the mean difference is 28. So let us add this. That is equal to 0927. So this is mantissa. 0927. So this we got the log of 123.8. So log of 123.8 is equal to 2.0927. Let us now find the log of 0.007465. Now this number is less than 1. Count number of zeros between decimal and the first non-zero, which is 7. There are 2 zeros. Add 1 to it. So 2 plus 1, 3. Make it negative bar. So bar 3 is the characteristic. Now to find log, we make a group of first 4 non-zero digits. So exclude these 2 zeros and consider 7, 4, 6, 5. So the group is 7, 4, 6 and 5. 7, 4. Locate 7, 4 in the first column. So this is where the 7, 4 is. Then 6 in the first row. This is 6, and mean difference equal to 5. Okay, now mark the row of 74. So this is the row of 74. The column of 6. This is the column of 6, and the mean difference 5. So this is the mean difference 5. Therefore the intersection of 74 and 6 is at 8727, and mean difference of 5 is equal to 3. Now add mean difference to 8727, that is equal to 8730. So this is how we calculated a log of 0.007465. Now let us study how to find the antilog of a given number. Make it very sure that you are in a proper table, anti-logarithms table. Now let us find the antilog of 3.2415. Be very clear. We are calculating antilog. That means we have already found the log of a certain number. So this is the log of something, 3.2415. So over here 3 is a characteristic and 2415 is a mantissa. Now we need log table for this mantissa. Of course antilog table also for to check the antilog of a mantissa. This characteristic is independent of the log book because it's a power of 10. To find the antilog of 0.2415, we have to check the numbers only after this dot. Once again make a group of first 2. Now the group over here is 0.24, 1 and 5. Now locate 0.24 in the first column. This is the first column. See 0.00, 0.01, 0.2, just go down and locate 0.24. Here is 0.24. The next is 1. Locate 1 in the first row. Here it's 1. And mean difference is 5. Look at mean difference here. Now let us consider their intersections. This is the row of 0.24. This is the column of 1 and a mean difference of 5. So the intersection is 1742 and the mean difference is 2. Here is the mean difference. Mean difference is 2. Add the mean difference. So 1744. Now the antilog of 3.2415 is equal to 1744. Now you must be wondering, what about the characteristic and power of 10? Yes, I am going to explain that. It's very easy over here. What you have to do is, whatever may be the antilog, place the decimal after the first digit, after 1 now. So 1.744 multiplied by 10 raised to the characteristic. If it's positive, write plus 3. If it would have been bar 3, simply write 10 raised to the power minus 3. And this is how we calculate antilog. Now let us find the antilog of bar 4.0908. That is equal to, now how we are going to group 0.0908. Look at 0.09 in the first column. This is where 0.09 is. Then 0 in the first row and 8 the mean difference. Now let us take their intersection. This 0 and 0.09 intersect at 1230. Now mean difference of 8. Mean difference of 8 is 2. So add 2 to it. So it is 1232. So 1232. As I told you, while calculating antilog, always give the decimal after the first digit. So 1.232 multiplied by the power of 10, which is a characteristic here. Characteristic is bar 4, that is minus 4. This is how we find the antilog. Next example, find antilog of 5.6762, that is equal to, how to group it, 0.67, 6 and 2. 0.67, look at 0.67 in the first column. This is first column. Here is 0.67, then 6 in the first row. This is 6 and mean difference 2. Now take the intersection of 0.67 and 6. This is 6. Now they intersect at 4742. 4742 plus the mean difference. The mean difference is 2. So mean difference is 2. Add it, 4744, and therefore we can write antilog of 5.6762 is 4744. Where to place the decimal? After 4. And what about power of 10? Characteristic raised to the power 5. So finding antilog is even more easier than finding the logarithm. Let us revise how we find a characteristic one more time. If the number is greater than 1, let us say 333.34, then count the number of digits to the left of the decimal. There are 1, 2, 3 digits. Subtract 1 from it. That gives us the characteristic. What about number less than 1? If a number is less than 1, like 0.008732, count the number of zeros towards the right of the decimal between the decimal and first non-zero digit. There are 2 zeros over here. Add 1 to it and make it negative, like bar 3. So this is how we find a characteristic of a number greater than 1 and number smaller than 1. Scientific notation method. Convert the given number into scientific notation form. Then power of 10 gives us the characteristic. Like over here, 99.23 can be written as 9.923. Decimal was over here, we have shifted it towards left, the power will become plus. By how many units? 1 unit. So it's 10 raised to 1, so the characteristic is 1. In next lecture, we'll perform some calculations, multiplication, division and root of a number using logarithms.